All right. Welcome back to another juicy episode of Suburban Farmer. Thank you so much for tuning in. And please press that bell icon, subscribe button, and the like button for me. It really helps out a small channel. And I really appreciate it from the bottom of my growing heart. And I wanted to get on here and talk about something that's been weighing on me this morning. So I want to use an analogy actually because I promised myself that we'd never get political on here on this channel, and we never will. So, although we will be talking about stuff that does concern nature, regardless of anything, if it concerns nature, then it's my business. It's your business too. You bet your butt. So, this does concern nature. I want you to close your eyes. Envision you're an ant in an ant colony. The queen has been there for a long time. Old queen. Probably big, fat, white. And she's just gorged. And she's become a little corrupt. You've been working hard for your colony. And the fungal deposits that are supposed to be your recycling centers, where you take all the waste for your queen, your little ant body marches it down to the fungal deposits in the fungal centers where they're supposed to be growing fungi. But you think it's going to be turned into great beneficial fungi for your colony, so that's why you're doing it. That's why you're recycling in these centers. Fact of the matter is, the queen got corrupt many years back. And she is taking your recycling stuff and she's not doing anything with it. She's not feeding the fungal centers. She's just letting it waste there. And it actually is killing your colony. But the colony is so big, it's taking a long time. It's going to take a long time to really kill the colony. She's doing this throughout all the centers, 99.9% of the centers. She's just letting it go to the wayside. She's spending her energy on something else that she cares about more. She doesn't care about saving the colony when it comes down to it. So that's your nightmare as an ant, obviously. And when you really think about it, if you open your eyes back up, think about your place as a human, not that much different than the ant in the colony, actually, are you? So, yeah, that's the humbling factor of it. No, you're not. You live in a colony that should perform in really beneficial ways, and a lot of times it does. But when it comes to recycling, I will be honest with you, 99.9.9999% of recycling is just they're bringing your recyclables to a dump, a junkyard, and just letting it sit there. Because fact of the matter is that when you're sorting out to recycle, and I know because I've been on the ground floor, I was a garbage man. I was close friends with the garbage man for waste management, who actually drove the trucks and dumped loads into the waste management. I've also done the research. You can look it up. Recycling as a whole is a net negative. It's like less than 2% on a return. So I think the younger, not to offend any older watchers or anyone, but I think the younger generation kind of understands this a little better, that things are not what they tell you at all. So things on the ground floor, it's the real. It's the real. So if you can't accept the realness, just close a blind eye. But I'm telling you that the recycling is not happening. So fact of the matter is we can't do much about that. We're just an ant in a colony, right? We can't save the whole colony. We're just a little cog, tiny cog in the system. So if you were that ant, what would you do? I'll tell you what you would do. Build a little sub colony off to the side where you then start taking your recyclables So you're not feeding her corrupt system anymore. You're taking your recyclables to the sub-colony. And the sub-colony is actually recycling the right way. And it's generating fungi, and it's using everything for a symbiotic, beautiful relationship, generating food and doing everything that you're supposed to do. That's what you created. Over here, it's separate. So that's what you're going to want to create in your yard if you care about Mother Nature. Because fact of the matter is, no one else is going to do it for you, okay? Your little recyclables in the green can, not to be rude and not to be crude, but, and not to offend anyone, but your little recyclables in the green can, it's not helping out Mother Nature. It's going to a landfill, and it's going to rot in place and probably poison Mother Nature, not be used in the right way. So your cardboard you want to recycle in the green can, if it doesn't have print on it, you recycle it in your own garden. Put it on your own soil. Your food scraps, you recycle that in your own compost. Don't let it go to the landfill. They're not using it for anything beneficial. They're letting it waste. It's a shame. It's really a shame. I hope this video found someone and it changes your mindset. So your glass bottles you want to recycle. Maybe find a way you can recycle them around the garden. Build a little something out of them. You're going to have to be responsible for your own recycling when it comes down to it, because they're not doing it for you. And honestly, I don't blame them at all. I wouldn't. You can't even imagine the amount of trash that the waste management companies actually have to deal with. They cannot, and if just one bit of the recycling gets contaminated, like someone pours some crude oil, something gets contaminated, then the whole thing is contaminated. So think about all the different little ants that are trying to recycle. Obviously one's going to mess up, and then the whole thing is messed up, and they can't recycle it. And that's why it's not a net positive. It'll never be a net positive. But America decided that, okay, hey, you know, it makes people feel better. We'll just let it. We're not going to really advertise the fact that we're not actively recycling because we don't care about the earth. We're going to let it, you know, ride and slide. So that's the fact of the matter of what is actually happening. That's the truth. I don't want to get political at all. In my eyes, that's not political. That is just Mother Nature. And Mother Nature's business is my handlings, and I want to help, so I'll help any way that I can. So hopefully this message found someone. Let me just see, and we are at 8 minutes. I do want to just round the video off with just 2 more minutes of discussing some tips and tricks, because you might be overwhelmed by your own waste and how to deal with that. But think about it like this: if you're just recycling your food scraps, so you're not throwing your food scraps into the garbage, that helps the landfills out a lot, and it'll help you out a lot, because the food scraps that you throw out are great compost for your garden. So I would just start with the food scraps and the cardboard. That's all you really need to be worried about, that you can recycle a lot better than they can recycle at a center or a plant, because they're not actually recycling at a center. I'm sure there's the rare center out there that really tries their best at recycling, but it's probably an independent company. It's not a large company, and they're never going to do something to make an impact on the whole scope of it. So something you'll find when you watch this channel, I'm always real. I'm a real mofo, as they say. And we have to be real when we think about this issue. And we have to think about what we can do and what they can do. They're doing all they can do, okay? They're taking in all this trash. They can't sort out all this stuff. Do you realize the labor and the manpower and the job is not even feasible in the end, because it's contaminated anyways, and it's just going to go to trash anyways. So it's really concerning to me that this is not like a really well-known thing. I've talked to this in person with people, and a lot of people are in denial. It's concerning that a lot of people can't wrap their head around that it's not a feasible task. I think that's why I use the analogy of the ants, because when we see an ant colony, we're so much bigger we can visibly see. Wow, there's a lot of little working aspects to that. There's a lot of moving little ants. That's exactly how we are. Think about scale. Okay? A cosmic creature looking down on us would point out our problems right away and be like, "Oh, just do that, and that'll be fixed." But a lot of people can't take themselves out and look down. Okay? That's going to really help you. So be able to do that, and that will help your that will definitely help your prowess. So we're going to end here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening. And don't let this get you down at all. Let this motivate you, okay? Because you are your own savior. You are your own creator, and you're going to create the little world that you live in. That's just the property that you reside on, okay? Make it what you want to make it. Make it what you want it to be. Be that ant in the colony. Thank you so much for watching, and tune in for more videos very soon. Keep growing. Ow!